largest book haul I have ever done, and it is my first on YouTube, so I feel like I am setting the bar very high for myself. But I bought 80 books for my birthday. Here is the book haul. So it's kind of becoming a tradition for me that on my birthday I buy all of the books I'm going to read for that year. Do I stick to that? No. Do I still buy books throughout the year? Yes. Is this addiction better than every other addiction? Yes. So I'm okay with that fact. Self-awareness is key in these situations. My birthday was actually September 3rd. I believe when this comes up it will be around October. I just thought that this would be a really great introduction to BookTube. My name is Maddie, by the way. This was by far the best book haul I have ever done. It is the most books I've ever purchased at one time. So without further ado, let's get into the video. This will be split up into 3 sections by genre. I have fantasy, romance, and thriller. And also, it has been a couple weeks since my birthday, and I have read a few of these books, so I'm going to get those out of the way first. And I will not be revealing my review on my star reads because I would like you to come back and read. I would love you to read, but I would also love you to watch my September wrap-up and to see what I review these books. So maybe subscribe. I'm going to get this one out of the way. We have Masters of Death. I just realized I don't have my rings on. 1 second. Okay, we're back. We have Masters of Death by Olivia Blake. I don't know if it's Olivia or Livy. I just noticed it has an E. I very rarely DNF books. Very, very rarely. I think it's like a part of my brain. Like, once I start something, I have to finish it. And I jumped the gun with this book. I even made a TikTok and I was like, books that I couldn't put down. I could put it down. I made it to 183 pages. I am 50% of the way through, and usually that for me is enough to like push me to finish books. I had to put it down. When people said that this was chaotic, I kind of just saw that the plot, it was the actual writing that was chaotic, and I'm very upset about that I had to DNF and that I can't really connect with this book and that I can't get past the writing style. I just don't think I mesh well with the writing style. I think it's a little bit too much for my brain. Like, there's some chapters where by the time I figure out who is actually speaking and what's going on, the chapter ends. And then the cycle repeats itself. And it's very, very, very chaotic. But with that being said, the plot and the concept of this is so amazing. So that's why I'm really, really sad that I had to DNF it. But I may pick it up and try and finish it again. Yet this is what I'm saying. I really want to read the plot. I want to know what happens. I cannot for the life of me get past the writing. With that being said, maybe you can try it out. Maybe the writing is for you if you've read her work in past. I haven't. This was my very first book. So I don't know. I didn't know what I was getting into. And I don't know if it's the same with the other books. So I'm very sorry. But this is about a vampire real estate agent that's trying to sell a haunted house. And then we also have death that is involved. That is all I'm going to say. Try it out for yourselves. I don't know. I'm so sad I had to DNF this. The next one is Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. I am not going to say much about this book because I want to leave it for the September wrap up. But I love it. That is all I'm going to say. And then also I'm going to leave this for the September wrap up. But my God, if you take anything away from this video, it is to buy this book. Okay, I will leave my review for the other video, but just go buy it, okay? It's Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. This was my first book that I read of him. It is a thriller, and it has ghosts, okay? Freaking love it, okay? Maggie was little, she lived in a house, and then they had to run in the middle of the night because apparently it's haunted. Her father then wrote a book about the haunting, and it became a #1 bestseller, and it has followed her entire life. Then her father dies and she suddenly has to return to the house. She is not a believer. Or is she? Because then she goes back to the house for the first time in 25 years and Maggie may or may not become a believer. Is it haunted? I don't know. You have to read it. Please go read it. It is amazing. I don't think I'm that good at like wrapping books up in a synopsis. And because I love that Riley Sager book so much, which you will all find out in the September wrap up, I then went and read Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. This is about a apartment sitter that moves into a building and there is something wrong with the building. Like, just hands up. This is also a thriller. If you want to find out what's wrong with the building and why like it has this girl's hackles up and she's like questioning everything, go read it. Now we are moving into the fantasy pile. From this point forward, I have not read any of these books. Some of them I go in blind, but we will find that out. Here we go. My back really, really hurts. That is also why that shelf there is empty. I bought so many books that it filled up in an entire bookshelf. So that first one was fantasy, then we have romance, and then we actually have thriller going up that way. But anyways, you don't want to know about that, you want to know about the books I bought. I'm getting there. I'm going to start off with this masterpiece, A Court of Thorns and Roses, the special edition. This, let's see if I can get it out. This book is just stunning. Like, it is so beautiful. I'm a huge fan of Sarah J Maas. I had to get it, and look at the chapter starters. The chapter artwork. I have the Throne of Glass special edition, so I figured, you know, like, I need to get the A Court of Thorns and Roses special edition. So now my collection is complete. This next book is controversial in my mind purely because of Masters of Death. We have One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake. Olivia? I need to check. I really hope I don't have to DNF this one. I'm also going in blind. I am going to lower my expectations for this book. I think that's why Masters of Death I had to DNF, because I just had such high expectations because the concept sounded so amazing to me and I was really excited for the plot. But this one I'm going in completely blind, and look, it matches my nails. This next one I am so beyond excited for. Divine Rivals. This has been going everywhere. On Book Talk, Instagram, YouTube. Everyone and their mother is talking about this book. This book is high up there with Fourth Wing, apparently. I'm also a huge Fourth Wing fan. I'm so excited to read this. So beyond excited. I'm going in blind. That's it. I have nothing more to say. Now this one, A Winter's Promise. I'm also going into this blind. One of my friends that I follow on TikTok highly recommends this series, like, in every video, and I was sold. That's it. I don't know anything about it. I think that the cover is very pretty, and just from her recommendations, because we have very similar tastes, I went out and bought it. The end. Now this one I have started reading, so hopefully it will be in my September wrap up. But we have Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This one has been going everywhere as well. It is just now picking up hype. Lauren did write this book during COVID, and she was an indie author. Now it just got picked up by Simon & Schuster, so I am very excited to read it. Take a shot every time I say excited. Apparently it's my word. Now this book I did not buy, but it got sent to me, and it was around the same time as my birthday, so I am including it in this video. Alex Astor sent me her book Light Lark. I'm actually obsessed with the cover. Again, matching my nails. It's a vibe. My camera just cut out. Now I'm going to go on to the box sets. I have 3 box sets. I may be an author myself, but I cannot pronounce words for the life of me. I read them. I don't speak them. Anyways, so I don't know how to pronounce this. Okay, Scythe? I don't know. Again, going into this completely blind. I actually think that this might be a little bit science fiction. I think it is science fiction. This is how blind I'm going into it. Again, another series that I've just seen everywhere, but everyone gives it 5 stars. I'm gonna give it a go. It might make me a sci-fi girly. Then we have the Shadow and Bone trilogy. Not much to say about this. I got this so that I could read this before going on to the second book of Six of Crows. I didn't realize that you had to read this beforehand. My bad. This box set I'm very excited for, okay? I got into reading very late in life. I was around 20 years old. For those of you that don't know, I'm 5 years sober, and it helped me get through that part of my life because I needed to put my energy into something. And I'm very grateful that books became that. But I started books very late in life. Before that, I hated reading. You could not force me to read a book ever. Maybe if someone put Divergent or Twilight in my hands, I probably would have loved reading. But anyways, people kept putting a textbook in my hand. So, now being 25 years old, I am going through my 2010 era. Okay, I'm reading all the books that I know that I would have loved as a child, and that many readers loved as a child. So that's why we have the Divergent series. I'm very excited for this. Divergent is one of my all-time favorite movies. I am also very aware of the ending in Allegiant. I'm not going to read that part. I'm just going to pretend that that did not happen, because it did not deserve to happen and it shouldn't have happened. But anyways, I'm very excited because I'm going through my 2010 era. So I've got Divergent, I've got Maze Runner to read, Twilight, Hunger Games. And Hunger Games and Divergent are my all-time favorite movies ever. I also love Twilight. So I'm very excited, okay? I'm very excited. The like younger girl in me is screaming and cackling and crying and like, very excited. I'm very much aware that I keep saying excited. I'm sorry. I don't know another word. I should, because I'm an author. Then we have Era Broken Fate, which the cover is just like absolutely beautiful, stunning. I wish that it would focus on it more a little bit, but that's okay. This is a fae romantasy. It has dragons, griffins, mermaids, slow burn, enemies to lovers, forced proximity, one bed trope. Who did this to you? It has everything you want and more in a romantasy. And speaking of being an author, I wrote it. So if that didn't sell you, I hope maybe my personality did. Please go check her out. She's actually on Amazon and Kindle Unlimited. I recently purchased her because I had to send out copies, so I feel like it is valid to put this book in here. I'm very proud of her. I'm an indie author. I would love for you guys to check it out because I do believe that within the first page, you will love her. What else can I say about it? I should probably tell you what it's about. It is about a princess that runs away from her kingdom because her father is a sadistic bastard. She runs to the Fae to ask for help to free her oppressed people, only to find out that they need her help more, and she has to try and save their Fae race and magic. Heir of Breaking Fate. I'll link her down below. I wish I would like, oh there we go, we kind of focused there. Look at how pretty she is. Moving on, now another full set that I bought because sometimes you look at a book and just intuitively, like, you just know that you're gonna love it. So I bought the entire set of Carissa Broadbent, Daughter of No Wild series, and she is thick. Okay, she is very thick. Someone said she's like a textbook. This is accurate. I might have to read some on my Kindle, I don't know, but ooh, I'm so excited. Now this series I'm going into absolutely blind, and I really like doing that. I think you guys will find that throughout the video, that a lot of these I'm going in blind. I really enjoy that because then my expectations are low if I don't know what the plot is, and you just find it out as you're reading, and I think that it is so fun. I'm very excited to start this series. I do believe it is vampires. I believe. I could be completely wrong, and that's her other series. Now, speaking of vampires, we have Court of the Vampire King by Katie Robert. I got it from Big W, yet again going in blind. I believe it has vampires. That might be the stupidest thing I've ever said on the internet. I do believe it has smut, and I had vampires. Sold. That's it. Going in blind. I hope it's fun. Another series that I bought, this was actually in a box set, but I have since taken it out of its box. Again, the 2010 vibes. We have Vampire Academy. Everyone cannot stop raving about this. Whenever I mention this series or say that I got it, everyone says that they love it. I cannot wait to start reading this. Like, I just know it's going to be really great. And I'm a huge Vampire Diaries fan. Vampires. Again, sold. Now I have 3 books that are not in the series, but they are by the same author. Okay, so this is how this started, okay? I feel like I have to explain myself and why I bought these. We have Akane. I don't know if I'm saying that right. This is by Lynette Noni. This is a book that I had no idea what it was about. I've never seen it online. I'm sorry if you've read it and you've posted it. I just personally have not seen it online. I had no idea what it was about. Intuition called. I was like, damn. Read the back. Instantly bought it. It is a academic setting. Beyond that, I actually can't remember what it is. But for some reason, I keep being intuitively drawn to Lynette Noni. Then I have Whisper. One word could change the world. Compulsively readable, I couldn't put it down, by New York Times bestselling author Sarah J Maas. And I am a huge Sarah J Maas fan. You can't see, but I have 2 channels. So I'm very excited. I just keep being drawn to Lynette Noni's books. These 2 I had no clue what they were about. Never saw them online. Went into a bookstore, read the back of them. Loved them. Instantly purchased it. Now this one I have seen. The Prison Healer, also by Lynette Noni. I am very, very excited for this series. Everyone raves about this trilogy. Again, going into all of these blind, I have read the back of them. Cannot remember it, and I'm very grateful for that because I do want to go in blind, because I have a gut feeling that I'm going to devour these series. Now I am also trying to dive into different type of fantasy. I think you guys can notice that my fantasy is just romantasy. I would love to dive into different types of fantasy books. I think I'm dipping my toes. I'm getting ready. And with that being said, I bought Eragon. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I'm really sorry if I'm not. I'm very excited about this. Excited for all of the books. I keep saying that. But I am excited to try different types of book, like Scythe and Eragon. Again, 2 series I have no clue if I'm actually saying correctly. I'm ready. I'm ready. Like, Brandon Sanderson is calling my name, but that is a huge series. Am I scared? Yes. Petrified? Yes. Terrified? Yes. But every time I've mentioned Eragon, everyone raves about it. so I think I'm okay. Back into the romantasy. We have King of Battle and Blood, another book that I'm just going into completely blind. I think all of these I'm going into completely blind. Then we have What Lies Beyond the Veil, which I'm very excited. I believe that this is an indie author book. I love supporting indies because I'm an indie. Now this book, When the Stars Come Out, this is also by Scarlett St. Clair. King of Battle and Blood was by Scarlett St. Clair. This one I had no clue about. I haven't seen online anywhere. I read the back of it. It has ghosts. That sold me instantly. I'm a huge paranormal fan. Love everything to do with paranormal and ghosts. So I got that. Also, speaking of paranormal, if you guys have any ghost or paranormal books that you absolutely love, please, please, please recommend them down below, because I cannot express enough how much I love ghosts. Now, another indie author book, The Stars Are Dying by Chloe C. Penaranda. I know that I just butchered that name and I'm so sorry. I'm going into this blind. I really like supporting indie authors, so I'm just supporting an indie author. We have Dance of Thieves, which apparently I'm pretty sure there's just one other book, so just duology is great. Again, going into blind. Jade City, also going into blind. Heartless, also going into blind. And I can't say anything more because I literally don't know anything about them. I saw them on TikTok and I was like, that's a pretty cover, everyone likes them, I'm gonna buy it. It doesn't take a lot to influence me. I get influenced very easily. I don't know if that's a good trait or a bad trait, but my library looks very beautiful because of it, so I don't mind it. And that is it for fantasy and romantasy. Now we're going into romance, and I have two books that I am very, very excited about. Everyone has been talking about this on BookTube, BookTok, Bookstagram. Everyone has been talking about this book, and it just got traditionally published everywhere, and I snagged the indie cover authors and I'm so freaking excited. We have Binding 13 and Keeping 13. I wasn't able to get the last two books in the series, sadly, so the series will look unmatched on my shelves, but that is okay. Another one I'm going into completely blind, and these are huge. Like, these are like two books in one. This is like 600-page book, and the font is tiny. You want to talk about a textbook? This is a textbook. But everyone says that they absolutely flew through it, that they couldn't tell how big it was, and that it is an amazing soul-crushing romance. I heard the word soul-crushing and instantly bought it. Another one that I am so excited for is the Mindfuck series. This is about a detective that is hunting down a serial killer, and he's dating the serial killer. Need I say any more? Like, that completely just sold me right there. Bing bang boom done. Like, oh my god. This is books 1 through 5 just in one book, and I believe it is nearly 700 pages. She's thick, okay guys, she's very thick, but I'm very excited about this one, and I'm hoping that this might be my next read. This is the problem with buying 80 books that you are very excited to read for. You don't know which one you want to read next. Like, there's so much chaos going on, and you're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, your eyes are going like all over the place. And I'll start reading one book and then I'm like, no, I want to read this book. It's a lot. Now, these books I have actually read, but I heard a little whisper that the author is changing the covers, so I had to instantly go and buy the entire Corrupt series by Penelope Douglas. I didn't buy the novellas. I'm not a fan of novellas. I don't know why. I just don't like novellas, but I had to buy these covers. I had to. It was a necessity. I love these books, and I'm not usually a dark romance girly, which I know that the Mindfuck series is a dark romance book. I think there might be something wrong with my head. I didn't know that the Corrupt series was a dark romance book until last night when I saw another YouTuber be like, read dark romance with me for a week. Like, is there something wrong with me that I read this entire series and was like, yeah, that's valid, this is normal, and not think that it was dark romance? Am I the only one? Or is there something, do I need to check myself into a mental hospital? Anyways, the covers are really pretty, and I will totally do a reread because, like I said, I love this series, and those that have read it, you know what I mean when I say steam room, and I think about that scene a lot more than I want to admit. Then we have By a Thread by Lucy Score. She's very thick, but I'm very excited because one of my all-time favorite reads is Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. I've yet to finish that series, but I'm very excited for this one because I just love that book so much. Like, it is a 6-star read for me, so I'm very excited to read By a Thread. Another one that I'm very excited for, I'm excited for all of these, I just need to stop saying I'm freaking excited, is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. This has been going everywhere. Someone compared it to the movie Duff, and I love the movie Duff, so I just instantly bought it. Other than that, I don't know anything going in, but it's such a cute book. Like, the actual cover is really cute. We love cute fluffy romances. Then we have Mile High, going in completely blind to this. Yeah, I don't know. I have no clue what this is about, but everyone and their mother raves about it, so I bought it. Then I have Kino of Pride by Anna Huan. I read Kino of Wrath, and that was a 5-star read for me. I love billionaire romances. I am a sucker for them. I love a rich man and a book. Who doesn't? Then we have The 7-Year Slip, which I have no clue what it is about, but everyone is rating this 5 stars. Very highly talked about. Going in blind, very excited to just have another cute fluffy romance. I'm including this one because this is so high up on my TBR, and I actually bought this ages ago, but oh yes, I'm correct, it is by the same author of The 7-Year Slip, and everyone talks about The Dead Romantics. I don't know why I've been putting it off, so I'm putting it in this video so that I can read it with The 7-Year Slip. Now these next two, I read Flawless by Elsie Silver, so of course I had to go and get the 2 next ones. I have the 2nd and the 3rd book. Oh my god, I love good cowboy romance, and I know that there's a single dad trope in here. I also know that I think a hockey boy is coming up. I'm obsessed with hockey, okay? The hockey boys and the hockey romances, I'm obsessed, but whoo, I'm excited for the cowboys. Now, I am a huge Elle Kennedy fan, okay? I will start out by saying that. So I bought The Summer Girl. This is the 3rd book in the series. I loved The Good Girl Complex by Elle Kennedy. Bad Reputation was the first ever Elle Kennedy book that I read, and I was like, I actually hate this. I couldn't get through it. I was skim reading, I was skipping, I was dragging my feet. I couldn't wait for it to be over. I also am not the biggest fan of second chance romance. It has to be done well for me to like it, and I didn't like it. But I love the 1st book in the series, so I'm very iffy going into this book. But people have commented that apparently this one like picks up and it's like the 1st one and it's great again. So I'm not quite sure what happened with the 2nd one, but we shall see if the 3rd is good like the 1st. And Christina Lauren is quickly becoming one of my favorite romance authors. So I bought The True Love Experiment by her. I don't know what this is, I'm going in blind. Really liked her other book, The Unhoneymooners and Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. I loved it, so I just instantly bought this. She's quickly becoming one of my favorites. I also didn't know that this was dark romance. At first, I actually thought that this was a fantasy. I'm going in completely blind to this. It's Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark. Love Sophie Lark though. I see her on TikTok and like social media all the time, so I was like, I have to support her. I want to read her book. I'm going in completely blind, and I hope that I love it because the freaking cover is stunning. Like, sometimes I just really want to love a book just because of the cover. A dark romance. I did not know that this was a dark romance. I actually thought that this was a Peter Pan retelling. Some people say it is, some people say it's not. Apparently it's loosely based on Peter Pan. I don't know, but we have Hooked by Emily. I don't know how to say her last name. I'm scared, but I'm excited. I think I'm slowly becoming a dark romance girly. Praise. This is just straight up smut. It's about a salacious club. Salacious Players Club. Then we also have more smut. It is Sylvia Day, So Close, which I'm very shocked, okay? When I go on YouTube, when I go on Book Talk, and when I go on Bookstagram, and people say, oh, this is a spicy book for you to read, no one ever says Sylvia Day. Sylvia Day is the good version of 50 Shades of Grey. Like, her series, what is it? Got it. Sylvia Day Bare to You, amazing. I'm pretty sure she was one of the first books that really like showed me what smut and spice could be. So I'm very excited to read this series. We love smut. Now this one, my boyfriend's mum actually got me, and I'm very excited that she did get me. It's not a romance, it's fiction. It's the only fiction I have though, so I'm just going to put it in this category. Is Yellowface. I'm slightly going in blind. I know that it's about someone that steals another person's manuscript and sells it. That's all I know. But I'm very excited because everyone speaks very highly of this book. And I'm very excited because I really want to get into this author's books. Because I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that she wrote Babel, and apparently Babel is an amazing fantasy book, so I'm very excited to read this one. Now onto thrillers. I'm going to include this book. I actually got this book, it was the same time around my birthday. This is why I'm including it. I actually got this in a book box, and it was by bookbox.com.au. I will link them down below, but they are hands down the best creative book box I have ever received in my entire life. I wish I could just send you guys the feelings I had when opening that. It made me so happy. It was ridiculous. But I got Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. I'm so excited to get this. This has been on my wish list for so long. I don't know why I didn't purchase it on my birthday, but I'm pretty sure it was out of stock or anything. A Missing Girl, A Buried Secret, the #1 bestseller, Lisa Jewell. I love Lisa Jewell. I like her other thrillers, and this one is just talked about a lot, and I'm very excited for it. Now, I love Karen Slaughter, okay? Freaking love her books. You can probably see the colors up there. That's her thriller books. So I got Pretty Girls, and this is apparently just like deliciously gruesome. I'm so freaking excited. What more do you want in a thriller? I going in completely blind. These two YA. I thought that they were part of the same series. Someone told me that they're not. I have no idea. But I loved the series One of Us is Lying. Is it One of Us? Oh, wait. Yes. I love the series One of Us is Lying, and I also love the TV adaptation. So I got the 2 more books I haven't read by Karen, and I thought they were in the same series because they have the exact same covers. Like, I'll be very I swear it's in the same series. But anyways, I got You'll Be the Death of Me and Nothing More to Tell. And I love those books, so I know that I'll love these. Then we have The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. No clue what it's about. Completely blind. The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. I read the guest list by her, and it was one of my favorite thrillers, so I instantly bought it. Also going in blind. Then we have The Woman in the Library, which I bought purely for the cover. No clue what's inside of it. Have not heard a single thing about it. The cover is just stunning though. Guilty. Then we have An Honest Lie. I have heard a few things about this, and this sounds great. Her past is a wound, but it's also a weapon. I just read that. Instant add to cart. Another Lucy Foley, The Paris Apartment. Again, I just bought all of Lucy Foley books. We're not going to talk about that. Now we have another Riley Sager book. I didn't purchase this for my birthday, but I recently purchased it, and I haven't told anyone that I purchased it, so I had to put it in this. We have The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I do believe I actually was meant to purchase this on my birthday, but they were out of stock. As you guys know, Riley Sager, I'm obsessed with his freaking books now. Instant purchase. Speaking of obsession, we have The Obsession. This went around TikTok for ages. I really wanted it. I finally got it. Going in completely blind. It does say boy meets girl, boy stalks girl. It's not really that blind. Now, if anyone follows me on social media, this will not be a shock to you. I love Frida McFadden. Clearly a lot. I was obsessed with The Housemaid and The Housemaid's Secret. I thought it was amazing. So I just waited to read a lot of her books. I ordered 5 books from Frida. We have The Locked Door. Again, going into all of these blind, I just absolutely was obsessed with The Housemaid. And believe me, I'm going to read every single one of Frida's books. Like, mark my words. There will be a YouTube video in maybe a couple months or a year's time where I'm like, I read every single one of Frida McFadden's books. Let me rank them. I love Frida McFadden. Then we have Never Lie, The Inmate, which I'm very excited for, Ward D, and the one that I'm most excited for, The Perfect Son, because apparently this one is the best. So those were the 80 books that I purchased for my birthday. I hope that you guys liked this video. It is definitely the biggest haul I have ever done. And I would just like to preface this by saying I saved up for months. I planned about this since July. There was a lot of packages that I like bought over time and saved up. So I didn't just go into a bookstore and buy 80 books. I did go into a bookstore and buy like 40, but the others I ordered from Amazon, and it was from over time. And I planned this. I saved up. And thank you so much for watching. And this is my first ever YouTube video on this channel. So if you guys like this, if you think that we have similar tastes, maybe subscribe, and maybe, I don't know, check out my other videos if there's other videos posted. I hope that you guys like this, and I will see you soon. Bye!